I support the Integrity Commission. I was part of the conferences that supported the establishment of the Integrity Commission. It must be there because that Integrity Commission plays a very important role, and that is why it has got elders, not people who are involved in factions. But what we see now, let me speak for myself and not speak for other people. I met with Manyathela, who is now the Deputy Minister of Defense, and I think is the Secretary of the MK National Council, parallel to MKMVA in Cape Town, and he's told me straight that, look, they have taken a decision to take me to the Integrity Commission. I asked him, for what? He said, no, about these issues of MKMVA. I said, but Thabang, there have been conferences of MKMVA. The last conference of 2017, we invited you, you never came. So why are you taking these things that have been resolved by the conference? I went there on the 28th of May, sit there confidently that I know I did nothing wrong. That can make the Integrity Commission to say, step aside. In fact, they have never told me that I must step aside. You know, I've never received such a thing that I must step aside. I was just shocked to go. The first question I was asked is that, you know, you deserted the camps of MK and the ANC welcomed you back. And you were in the media saying the conditions were horrible in the camps. You know, I was shocked. And then I said, you know, comrades, it's 28 years now since I lost my arm. And we've met with the officials. I think it's early this year or late last year. And we told them, like, you know, in the manner that you have been treating us as MKMVA, allowing a parallel structure to exist, you are treating us unequal. How does my loss of arm bring the ANC into disrepute? Now, why now, after 28 years, you ask me how I lost my arm, unless if it is factional, and it's for a fact that what Thabang said to me, it's happening here. So I told them that if you are going to entertain the factional battles, you'll be destroying the integrity of the Integrity Commission. I'm very hurt because you're opening up the wounds that have been healed. I've ignored these attacks for a long time. And the day I speak, it won't be nice. And that is why I want to tell my comrades and the country that, you know, I have been demonized for something that people do not know. Thabang was never in Uganda. People who are talking about how I lost my arm, they have never been in Uganda. I've just seen this comrade of mine here. He knows. In fact, he was the one who was taking care of me in Uganda in 1991. You know, he knows what happened. The conditions were very bad. And I told the officials that if you allow this thing to carry on, I'm going to speak. Just like I spoke on 405, that you know what was the reason for me leaving the camps? It was not me. We are 6. Then I asked them the simple question. The armed struggle is suspended. The ANC is unbanned. People are back in the country. There is a headquarters of the ANC at 51 Plain Street, Shell House. The high command of Mkhonto Wesizwe is here. The leadership of the ANC moved from Zambia to here, the headquarters. So where do I run to? If you say I ran away. I want to be put on record. It's that I've kept quiet for a long time. The horrible conditions that I was speaking about is that comrades were killed. One of my friend, my comrade, was killed for nothing, beaten to death, you know, and
by who?
By our own comrades in the camps. That decision we took, it was that, but comrades, that's sacrifice. Leadership is not here. The leadership is in 51 Plain Street. Let's try and go to South Africa and report to the ANC that things are bad here in Uganda. In fact, we're fortunate that we did not have the second mutiny in the camps. It was going there. if we did not go out as comrades, because immediately I got hurt, it captured the headquarters and they came. They wanted to know what was happening. Chris came there and you explained that the conditions were very, very bad. Your comrades are beaten to death. So were we going to sit back until more comrades die? Our intention it was to walk up until we get arrested, and then when we get arrested, we'll speak that, no, we want to go to South Africa. We are not rebels. So the intelligence of Uganda is very good, I must tell you. So they intercepted us. We never had weapons. We were just working as civilians. So I was in front on a curve. So when they saw us, shock sometimes the soldiers. So the soldier was in front, fired with an AK-47. I'm fortunate that I did not die. Otherwise it could have shot me right here at the center and in the head. But because of shock, he fired with his eyes closed. So he shot me on my hand and I said, cease fire, we are ANC. So they ceased fire. I lost conscious by then. So I was taken to hospital. The other comrades were brought back to the camp. And again, when I was in Kampala, trying to heal, one comrade from the security, he literally kidnapped me from the residence, we call the residence in town, taking me back to the camp because I was supposed to be beaten also. Fortunately, these people that I'm talking about, the camp commander there, by then Commander Kofifi, saw me in the morning in the room of this guy of the intelligence, and he asked him, what Kebby wants here? Who said Kebby must come here? Because Kebby must be in town. And he said, you must take him back to town. I'm the commander here. Because he was seeing that obviously I was going to be beaten to death. But I want to put the record straight now, so that these people who are talking, they know what happened. I was not alone. We were 6. So that question, to me, it does not belong to the Integrity Commission. It's an organizational matter. 28 years after I lost my arm, I've served in parliament, I've all this thing. What is that? That will make me not to go to parliament when I'm from parliament? It will make this thing factional to see that no, these things are. That's what I'm saying. It's factional. And in the morning of the Integrity Commission, I saw a WhatsApp. Hey, Kebby has got a tender at the Department of Military Veterans of Security. I asked them, the Integrity Commission, do you also take these things that are not investigated, and you call me to answer for that? The last one, it was that I misappropriate the funds of MK. That's where I concluded that this is the work of factionalism brought by the group of the MK National Council.